So we're still beavering away with the customer relations stuff. We've got some UI stuff starting to happen, which is pretty awesome. So for our CRUD actions, we can now, I guess, ours read, right? So we
Yeah.
can now sort of see the contacts and the organizations that are attached to a group. But we can't create them or update them. So I'm looking for some direction. I'm not sure that I've got time or I'm that fussed about us starting to hack code. We can maybe, but more sort of that bouncing of ideas like, okay, where have you guys been recently in the product where you've either created a new one or worked with a recent cruddy type operation for creating records, editing records that I might be able to leverage and sort of take some ideas. Should I have a pencil icon and a plus icon? Should I have a completely different button to add them? Should I, what should it look like? How should it work?
Yeah. So let me ask you, how many do you think someone would want to enter at a time?
Oh, you're not thinking about some Uber spreadsheet like
Yeah, I'm
multi.
thinking like an Uber spreadsheet.
I was talking to Kristen yesterday, and she was telling me some really cool stuff. I don't know if any of it's top secret, so I don't think it
Oh,
is. Nothing at
okay.
GitLab is.
Yeah, mine is.
Um, but yeah, I mean, realistically, I think we should assume that it's going to be one at a time.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got your data import, your data migration, whatever you want to call it, if you're moving from another platform or setting up for the first time.
That makes
We
sense.
can think about something cool for that at some point. But generally speaking, the phone rings, I get a call. It's Dave Smith from Microsoft. I've never interacted with him before, so I need to create a record for him.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, then I think the normal pattern. No, Yannick, what? Looking at this table, is there any other pages that we manage some kind of data like this that you think we can
Mm,
borrow UX from?
um, yeah, there's one thing that's coming to my mind. That is the user table, which kind of does similar
Oh yeah,
thing, but
that's a good point. Or like you mean in the admin?
yeah, admin/users, I think it is. Or yeah, should be the right link.
So what does this look like? So we've got a nice table. We've got a new user button top right. That seems like a simple
Yeah.
way forward. And then we've got edit against each one. So that sounds like a good approach.
If you hit new user, it takes you
Do you
to?
guys know off the top of your head if this is in view or?
I doubt it's in view. I'm
Um,
pretty sure it's in help.
it it is pretty sure in. I'm pretty sure it's in view actually.
You think
So
so?
the table,
See if I can
Right.
sniff.
the table definitely is. I don't know about every element on the page, but
The form
yeah,
is probably in. You think the form is in view or yeah?
no idea about the form.
I don't think it is from this. Would you say?
I would
My
say
Vue DevTools skills aren't amazing, but
no, because it looks like the only view apps are the top nav app, and then the
Yep.
responsive nav app, and then I guess
so
something.
I can try and sort of recreate the look and feel, but surely we've got a create form of some sort in Vue somewhere.
You're a little optimistic. Yeah, we have the components and stuff that are give you the style that you need without really having to think about it.
So okay, let's just rewind a bit. So I guess in my head, I didn't think of it being
A separate page.
yeah. So forgive me because I always get a bit confused with the whole like single page application. I know we're not there. We're not even really heading for it. But I'm intrigued to kind of know, like in my eyes, I don't really see the necessity to kind of navigate away from here.
Yeah,
Add could be more of a modal type thing. That being said, it prevents someone being able to kind of like favorite it, maybe. So
the the main reason to having it on a separate page, I don't think brings any usability benefit. But the only benefit from having a separate page that we might get is because then the form can be in Haml. And you can do things like, I want to build the field for this method on the model. And if you're basically guaranteed that your form name, all of the names of the fields are gonna match with the names on the Rails model that that you're looking at. And if you aren't building the form in Haml, then building the form just in Vue, we kind of have to, hope that the names of our fields are going to match the API request we're going to send.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. There's a little bit more kind of work effort involved in yeah.
But I think either approach would be totally fine.
I guess I'm trying to bounce.
I mean, we could create a new mod. We can have a modal that opens up when you want to create a new customer thing, and like.
I think with the sort of simplicity of the record at the moment, that seems like a good option. My only thinking that'll add some tiny complexities are when after we add the record, we should probably reload the page or rerun the Apollo query, which I think could have some sort of like negative side effects. I.e., let's say I've changed the sorting order, or I've done something. I don't know how well, like, there's still a lot to do on this, like pagination and other bits and pieces. So it might be simpler to simply build it as another page. Still do it in Vue. I guess then I've got to like figure out the back end stuff, because I'll have to have like a new controller action and a new route and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you folks?
Yeah, please.
Just a matter thing. Both of you, there's like a huge gap in terms of volume, and it's kind of hard to follow. So if Lee, you're pretty loud, and Paul, you're pretty not loud. So
thank you for
interrupting
me. I realized my microphone that I'm talking into is not even plugged in.
So I'm going to blame Paul rather than I can move mine away a bit more if.
Absolutely.
Freaking sorry about that. Is this?
Yeah. Okay. Super easy now.
I can use my radio voice now.
Perfect. So yeah, Vue versus Haml and the backend routes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that like initially I was thinking about like refresh and worrying about stuff like that, but now I'm thinking about like the Rails and the controller and the routes, and that's complexity that I could kind of do without. So I wonder if anyone would be upset if we stuck, if it was in this page at the moment and you couldn't navigate to something like new or add or.
I think there's when to keeping it all on one page. Like, I think that's thinking of the user. The user may be sorting through things or edited some stuff, and I realized, I missed this person. Let me add them real fast. Like, I think that there's when to keeping them on this page. So let's
awesome.
We can just keep it simple and just have a nice little modal that pops up when we want to create a new one of these. I don't know. Do we like modals?
I think so.
I like you create new, and it looks like a spread. It looks like I'm editing a spreadsheet. I like this highly complex.
I see where you're coming from. I guess we could use GL template and do something with the slot to do that.
Yeah, do something really fancy, but I don't think
the complexity
that might not be worth the effort. So
I'm still I'll definitely ask afterwards in the front end channel. Are there any? Because a big part of me doesn't want to reinvent write code that I don't have to write if somebody's already written it.
Yeah.
and also this kind of discovery piece that we're doing here, like as you know, it's always for the best in a way, but you know, we paired recently on the contact, displaying the contacts against the issue, and we decided it shouldn't live in the sidebar. Unfortunately, UX were quite like, no, it needs to live in the sidebar. So, you know,
That's unfortunate.
there's I mean, it's not the end of the world, like
Yeah,
most of the code, yeah. But there's fun stuff for the sidebar, like collapse states and all sorts of like,
yeah. No, so
okay.
let's just do the easiest thing. I think would be have a new button that opens up a modal with a form in it. It's probably the easiest thing, and then we could iterate from there.
So we're saying modal, new button, we'll
Do we,
stick to top right.
I imagine this will be paginated, like, you know, because
yeah.
So we already need to have, if it is paginated, we already need to have some sort of buttons around the table of what page we're on to control that. I'm trying to think, where do we put the new button?
I mean, my immediate, maybe we can go a few other places to see. So, you know, we've got users and we know that it was in the top right, but, you know, so, okay, select project to create. Yeah, so it looks like, because I'm in a group, not a project, but if I go into a project, into the issues list, I think there's going to be an add button in the top right. So I think that we've got a pattern there that we can observe. That the create or add or new buttons tend to be top right.
Here's the tough thing is, like, so that's with this tabbed view.
Right.
And so if you go back to the customer relations contacts, we don't have any tab view. And we don't usually put the new with the breadcrumb. And that's also, the breadcrumb comes from
Hamel, maybe.
Yeah. So it's gonna
push it down a little bit, I guess, right?
We could put it in the breadcrumb.
Where else might we?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Where can we take a gander at the
pajamas?
No. Can we take a gander at the feature flags feature? That's, I don't know which.
Yeah, where does that live then?
I think it's going to be in
a group or a project.
No, it is going to be in projects. And I think it's going to be,
it'll be in the actual project rather than the admin area, though, right?
Yes, thank you. It will be in the actual project. That's why I wasn't able to find it. I was like, what are these sidebars?
Come on, Webpack. Wakey.
I'm going to have to disable that. I run into that so often. It's every time it's a surprise.
Come on, Paul, tell me where.
We're still in the admin. Can we jump?
Oh, sorry. I thought I clicked into
No, you're good.
Okay. Right, try again.
Here we go. This is
we're in a project.
I think it's going to be in deployments. Yep. If we go up to deployments.
Deployments, feature flags.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's not that slow. Let's yeah.
Well, I think you have it where you have live reload enabled, so it actually automatically refreshes for you. I don't, so that's probably
should I create one so that we can see what it looks like.
That must be what we're missing. We're missing some sort of like title thing. Yeah, gotcha. Let's go create one so we can see what it looks like.
You're gonna get frustrated with this, aren't you?
I am. I know it's helpful, but I don't know. It's like taking your vitamins. I know it's helpful, but it's
just gonna say again, it's unlikely, but I feel like this might be a newer area of the product.
Not that new, actually. I mean, it's got to be.
Oh! New feature flag. It's a view component. Way.
Cool. Well, yeah. Let's create one of these. I think all we have to do is give it a name.
Yeah.
Tessa is a pretty good name. Yeah. What lowercase name? Okay. Okay, so we have the
Ooh.
whole table thing, and that's the ticket. I think we want to have this sort of title header
Gotcha.
where we put
Seems a little. I mean, I suppose it's not. Breadcrumb serves a slightly different purpose, but this is great. Now I can see another area that does the same thing. It's got a sort
Yep.
of a table that's the C from the the R from the crud, I guess, the button. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay. No, that's awesome.
It is a little redundant. I agree. Like I mean, we see feature flags how many times on this page? Like, it is a little redundant.
Yeah.
I
New
don't know.
feature flag.
Um,
That's awesome. I'll probably have a look how they've done this as well, because I do like the idea of having it in modal. I'm guessing we can still kind of keep the same, like the view component can still look identical, but instead of having to have a because this will be a Haml page, right, that mounts the view app.
yeah. Yep.
So
And
there's a lot of kind of overhead that we just won't need if we stick it in a modal, right?
I think so. I mean, I think a modal would be better because well, I think it has the potential to be better because it causes the user not to lose their place if they're like scanning through something. Unless we think about the mobile experience, would a modal be better? And I don't know. I don't know. Yannick, what do you think? Would you recommend a new page or a new?
Could I just throw a third option out there before we get the view?
Sure.
Is there a nice way that we can have the new button not take you to a new like URL, but just kind of render the component so I don't have to create another route and another controller method and another Haml page
And how is that different than the modal?
so there would be no like I can't close it and come back to here or like this isn't sort of hidden behind it.
There would be like a restyled model without a close button and just stretched out basically. But there would probably be.
So if you imagine this, this is sort of pretend this is like a Haml page, but all it has is one like probably div or an element of some sort that mounts a single view component. When we click the button, could we sort of unmount this component and mount the yeah?
You mean like having an actual single page, like where yes.
Yeah. So it's a single page application, but not for the entire application, just for these two components, kind of. Does that seem like a terrible idea, or?
I don't think it's I think it's an option. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
I think it overcomes your mobile issue, but sorry, we'll let you talk again.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure about this option because like single page applications are great and we don't have enough for them at GitLab. But for me, a Git single page application would also update the URL and still be linkable. And if we could do that, but I don't know, like then we would have to update the URL via view or maybe have to deal with routes anyhow. So if we're able to update the URL, then I'm totally hooked. But if not, then I have some concerns.
I wonder if we could, rather than it being like that, which I think we would then have to change routes and controllers, if we were to do a query string.
Yeah, or an anchor, or like we could do contacts, anchor new, like and I think that'll work whether we want to do
because then view we can pick up on it in view, yes, right? And 100%. I've definitely on the merge request page I've done some work before with the tabs on there because I know they use push whatever it's called, history.push or something along those kinds of lines.
The issue design, the designs for if you've ever used that also uses view router. Cool. Where it'll update the route based on whether you're viewing a design or you're creating one or whatever, and you can revisit that route, like, and it's pretty good. I have another option for you.
Oh yeah.
So let's go back to feature flag table. And I'd love to hear what Yannick thinks of this. And I now start to think that all of my ideas are, maybe they're really bad UX ideas. The fact that UX shot down don't put it in the sidebar.
It's really cool, like having the sessions and being able to. I think sometimes it's good to throw UX a curveball, and you never know, they might actually change their. But yes, sorry, what were we looking for then, Paul?
So what if clicking new feature flag did not open a modal, did not take you to a new page, but revealed this form in like an accordion sort of fashion right below the button? So you click new feature flag, and then it's like, boom, here's the ID status, whatever you need to do to fill out a new feature flag right next to the button. And we do this kind of in we do it in some places, but I'm thinking like related issues or something like that. We do this in some, if we're like in epics and we're going to we can create a new sub issue like in line. It looks really cool.
What about project settings? We're doing kind of similar things, aren't we?
Doing in where?
In project settings. We definitely use an accordion at least.
So settings. Yeah. No, we are. Yeah. The only thing, so this one.
Yeah, that's
slightly different though, right? Because this is Hamel still. But again, I think it's the same principle, right? It's the same.
Right. And I think yes, definitely. And I think this is also very similar to what epics will do. If you go to an epic, if you can, and if you don't have one, that's fine. We can just talk about it. Oh, you got one.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to run in a couple of minutes, guys. But thanks so much for indulging me.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I take it you wanted me to go into an actual epic, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Not just the list of epics.
No, this is perfect. Here we go. Come on, view. Oh, gosh.
No loading state then, I guess, on this component.
Okay. All right, boom, on add.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that's great.
And if you do like add a new issue, that kind of thing. I love this.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, you even gave me another sort of idea. I've closed the feature flags thing now. No, let's open that back up as well. You even give me another, we've now got about 6 options. Like the other thing it could do, I think I like yours that it just pushes the table down, but we could even just flip. We could just sort of hide it, and there could be like one div that's hidden and one that's shown, and just flip the visibility almost to kind of because the extra scrolling like on a mobile, etc. It might just it might be easier if when you scroll to all you've got on the page is the form.
Yep. And that's definitely, I think that would be a good question for UX if we wanted to go down this path of I would call this in context creation or in context editing. Like we're still keeping our context and we want to do it. We don't want to leave the context. If that's the path we want to go down, do we want to do this where it's like a single page app and we're hiding and showing things, or is there a way for it to just neatly insert itself in a nice way? I don't know. So
awesome.
I personally, if I was gonna create one that didn't require a lot of fields, I like what we do with epics. Especially because there can be a lot of them, and it's annoying to have to go to a new page all the time. And you can just create issue, I want to add a new one, and it's like that's really nice.
I think it maybe does, maybe doesn't fit in with some interesting research. I guess it's kind of like UX research that Pedro's been doing with regards to merge requests and perceived performance versus actual performance. And because you're not like navigating away from the page, probably in this instance it will actually improve actual performance, because you won't have to wait for a new route for the controller, for all the kind of client server stuff. But at the same time, I think it'll feel quicker as well. But awesome. No, I like that. I'll have a bash at something over the weekend, I guess. Any words of wisdom before I disappear?
No, I guess it's good. Thanks for bringing it up. And it's cool to see this continuously growing. That's exciting. I think there's this possibility you meet your Christmas deadline.
Yeah, I think it will be that there'll be something there that's I'm going to say usable, but as I say, it's a funny thing where what I like forget. I'm like, okay, right, we can now see the contacts, we can create them and update them all through the GraphQL, we can attach them to issues. We've got the quick actions. I think just been merged in, so you can now.
Like, are you serious?
I think so. I'm scared to open my emails on the recording, but I'm fairly confident. I tell you.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's
so like it's all like starting to, but then I'm like, oh yeah, we can't actually delete contacts yet, and there's a few kind of bits that are fairly fundamental that are missing, but it's all good. There you go. Look, merged, add customizations, contact, quick actions. So yeah, it's really coming along. Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. And feel free to ping me on any front end MRs or anything.
Always appreciated. So. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.
Later,
have a good
Lee.
weekend.
Bye.
See you later.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Oh man, Yannick.
That's quite something.
Yeah. It's I know Lee is the last handful of times we've met, I haven't really paired as much as done this kind of UX discussions, and
okay.
It'd be nice to have UX involved in the discussion. And I think they get involved. I think we just bounce ideas of the ideas that we would like to present to UX, but maybe it'd be cool if we actually had like some UX pairing. Like that would be an interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it seems like a designer never really saw that issue until it was done. Do I get this right?
Saw what issue?
Well, what he's just working on, like the customer relation table.
Yeah, I think and even then, I don't know if it's this. I don't know if he's working with just one designer, or because he's kind of a community contributor working on this one, you're just kind of pinged whatever is. I don't know, and I think definitely some of the ways that we are organized contribute to. I mean, we were just talking. We identified 6 different ways that we create a new thing in GitLab. And there's historical, there's UX debt there, but there's also, I don't know. I'm the kind of person, I like that inline. Like I like, I feel it feels really nice when I click a button and then I'm not taken anywhere. And right where my mouse is like, oh, I don't have to travel too far to do the thing I wanted to do. That's always feels
good. Do agree. And the more I use them, the more I'm not a fan of modals, I suppose, because they're just hard to reproduce in some cases, and you only can have one of them. And if things get complex, what do you want to do if there's an issue in your model? Open up another one? You'd rather don't.
I love that. That's my favorite UX pattern of we're opening a modal and you're like, oh wait, I got to create this thing, and then opens another modal. That is hard.
Yeah. I actually, in my career, I once wrote an issue for another website, which basically said, if you do this and this and that, and then you're going to be able to have 6 models at the same time open, and you won't be able to close anyone without
oh man.
That was you can overuse them, that's for sure.
That's funny. I remember like there was always, it felt like at one point websites tried to model their UX after the operating system. Like we're going to try to do what what Windows is doing. And so at one point it was, we're going to open a modal and you can move it around and you can minimize the modal. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I just had the bad joke on my mind that we're going to display a blue screen if something goes wrong. But yeah,
that's what
I see where you're going.
And I don't know. I'm glad we're at this stage of our we're glad we're at this stage of maturity of how we build software in the web, where we're not just copying, things we see out in the wild, but we're actually trying to figure out and solve what helps the user, what are psychologically helpful for users.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
you
don't
have
feel like
something you want to do you have something you want to pair on, or
if you don't mind, I might have. And it's actually the same old topic from the last 2 sessions.
Oh yes, that's perfect.
Absolutely. So as always, didn't really look into it this week. Only thing I did was to, before the session, hopefully, let me grab the screen. Hopefully I got it. Oopsie. Can you see the GitLab interface, or can you see my terminal?
I can see your screen.
Yeah, what's going on the screen? Because I need to.
I see a job failure.
Okay, awesome. Then we're on the right screen then. Sweet. Yep. So that is still the MR. Do you want me to kind of talk you through?
Modals?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, speaking about the user page, because that's where this was kind of.
Oh, that's right.
Kind of found. It was the model on the users page, but yeah, to kind of quickly.
So I saw that we had it looks like the pipeline had a test failure.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, just quickly what has been going on in the last sessions. So if you remember, in the very first session, we kind of refactored this to not use data attributes or like handle DOM content, but stuff from within Vue.
Yes.
With using the event hub. I guess the second session, something around this, was just to adjust all of those, because we have a couple of different actions. Like we used to just work with block or something, can't remember. But all of these had to be adjusted as well. So that was going out nicely. And there was one action, exactly, delete user. That was a little more tricky. We did that in the last session. Which basically was the same thing, but it was a whole another model to work on. So that was it. And it's actually it's the Frankenstein thing. It definitely has become bigger than expected. So here's the thing: there is a component called user model manager, which I'm definitely not familiar anymore what it does, but the failing spec at least kind of makes sense. What is currently failing is this test, so it doesn't run in the model anymore, and not 100% sure what is going on. But if I look at this setup and knowing that we now have the event hub, that does not surprise me. So that was definitely something we could have a look into.
Yes. So I think can we go back to can we view all the changes that we've made in the merge request first?
Absolutely.
Without a specific commit, we can just go to the actual latest version. Cool. And the confirm modal, yes. So if we go to confirm modal.view.
There we are.
Okay. And we go down, keep going down. Selector. All right.
What are you searching for?
So my thoughts was that we should hopefully this is not breaking any existing interfaces, but is just introducing a new interface to use the event hub. And then then we'll start migrating everything to use the event hub, and we can get rid of the selector based thing. And I think we're actually going to still need to use the selector based thing. So but it looks like the selector based way is not working anymore.
Like you can't know from what we saw today, but it's not only a just test failing, but there were a couple of aspects as well.
Right.
And this really is like an indicator that we've broken some stuff.
Right. So I think the DOM element listener is not actually working. That's my hypothesis.
Okay.
So I think it's something we need to test out. And then the goal then would be, let me know what you think of this. But if we go back to that MR, the goal would be that this MR only has like maybe 5 file changes. And then we have a follow-up of migrating view things to use the event hub. Like we don't need to do all of those pages in this one MR.
Do agree. Sounds like a great idea. I'm not sure if I agree with the 5 because all of those shared actions, they are really involved with each other heavily. So I'm kind of afraid that this might be a pain if you just want to have a couple of those. But I do agree that we definitely. But other than that, we definitely shouldn't. So that's basically all of this. Like all of these actions are used within the users table and maybe on more spots, which I'm not aware of, but I know about the users table. But that is about it currently, and that's absolutely cool. So if we would get it, leave it as is basically, and get it into a working state, then I'd be super happy with this.
Okay, and yeah, we can, and however we want to split it up, that's fine. We can include more of the migrations here or not, but the main goal is with that confirm modal component, we should not be breaking any existing interfaces. We should only be adding a new interface to use the event hub. So these test failures indicate we broke something. We got to fix it. So let's figure it out. Do you happen to have it running?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so here's.
I'm just.
Yep.
Yeah, what I was just looking into is to actually find one of those failing aspects to kind of get what is going on idea. And maybe reproduce it. That was like, I just saw something.
SSH keys. Is that do one?
Yeah, it kind of looks like to me. First try. Here we are. Keys back. Couldn't find model. So something within developer deletes tag. Let's just open the page and see how obvious it is.
Oh, the developer deletes tag. Okay, yeah, let's try that out. Let's try deleting a tag and see what happens. Yeah. If we go to a project, I think we can create a tag thing.
Is that unrelated to the SSH thing?
It was another one of the failures on the same job.
Okay.
I was looking at like yep.
Let's give it a try. So here's a project.
Tags.
Here's a tag.
Let's create a new tag.
New tag.
Called something like I'm about to delete you. Delete me. Man, that's the saddest, that delete me.
Please do it quickly.
I just want to be deleted. No, don't mark me as deleted. All right.
Okay, so delete tag.
Boom. Not what?
Wait a second. Let me see if I can reproduce this because that was a little funky. Okay, that worked out. So it was just the first click at the very beginning that kind of screwed it up and showed this error message. But that would see click error.
See, it is DOM element listener blowing up.
Sweet, but that kind of doesn't make sense. So that it's not failing constantly.
It does not make sense. I agree with that.
It does to me.
Unless you had some weird like the component cache, like unless previously. I don't know.
But the fix will be super easy. Just rerun the R specs until they read.
Well, it does seem to be failing consistently now, right?
Yeah. What I suspect.
Ah, no.
What? You know what my idea on what might be going on here, because we're accessing the DOM, and we're accessing the DOM from view, and we are looking for different elements. And what we're seeing here is like loading behavior, maybe some async stuff, but it could be that in however kind of way the site is loading, the element might be already there or it might not be. And if we're not going to see an error message, it actually worked out. And if we're going to see one, it checked for the element before the element was even rendered.
But it's still triggering an event. That's what's weird, is if we weren't able to find it, I would expect we would expect the event to not be triggered. Right? So it is somehow able to find it. Unexpected token U in JSON at position 0. So can we dive in? What is DOM element listener doing again?
Absolutely. There will be that thing. What is it actually doing?
Oh yeah, this thing was so cool.
But we introduced this, right? That was within this metric.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. Flat map and stuff.
I think over in oh gosh.
You know what I'd love to try out is just to lock this thing and see how it behaves, because my point would be it will fail if this thing goes undefined. That would be my working thesis. Sweet. So we're not logging anything. What?
Well, if you go back, that's on mounted. If you go back, there is the node list.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so there is a node list, and we're still seeing the error. Turns out I was totally wrong. Okay.
Well, but somehow we're not. And now that I'm looking at it, I think the issue is actually showing up on line 47 on the right hand side. When we try to parse from the data set, the modal attributes. Can we dive into the modal attributes of that button and on the page and see what we get there?
Yeah. Should we just lock it, or do you?
That's a good idea. Maybe we can console log the data set, maybe.
Yep, absolutely. Element.dataset. And let's clean this up.
So that one worked, and modal attributes was definitely there, and this is working. For some reason, modal attributes is not there. Why in the world would modal attributes be there sometimes? Is this a view app? Is this tags? Is this a view app, or is this a Haml thing?
Before I dive into this, I want to see one more thing. Because what I'm wondering is, so obviously it's sometimes there and it's not. Now it's obviously not there. Well, at least not what we wanted, but now, okay, so it is not there and it doesn't get added any event. Interesting. So it's not even updating like at a later point or something.
Oh, wait. Oh no. I think I know what it is.
Oh, event bubbling because of the, oh, wait a second. Are you trying to tell me
Yes.
that
Yes.
if I click the icon,
No.
it's not working? If I click the auto of it,
Yes,
they
that is
actually
what I'm trying
didn't
to
tell
tell
me,
you.
but I guess that's kind of what we're after. So
That
okay,
is the problem.
Seriously? Yeah, because of the test ID. So I'm not clicking the trash bin. I'm clicking the auto part. Working fine. Let me click on the trash bin. Broken.
I'm sorry, bro. Yep, that's it. That'll do it.
We built the worst UI ever.
Yeah, so I knew event target was going to be problematic. So here's what we want to do. Here's what we want to do.
But wait a second, where do we actually use event? Oh, that one. Yep, okay, I see. Here's the thing.
It's not e-target. Let me see. What is it actually? There's another one that'll actually give us what we actually were listening to. That's what we're really interested in. Isn't target, it's something else. So
yeah, or
target
it's been a while.
Is a reference to the object the event was originally dispatched. Current target is a reference to the currently registered. This is the object to which the event is currently slated to be sent. Let us try. I would be up for trying current target. And if that still doesn't work, I have another idea. But maybe we should try current target.
Absolutely. E dot current target, right?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah. You know what's freaking scary? Is if our tests were happening to click just edges of buttons, they wouldn't have caught this.
That's absolutely right.
All right, let's try it out.
Ooh, but that is super hard to test. Like, how do we?
Yeah,
you could click the button, but how many child elements would? Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway,
I think that our that's working now. You clicked on the icon.
I just clicked. I didn't really check for it one more time. So let me try to. That's gonna be the icon. Awesome.
Oh yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it.
So you think that this might have fixed this unit test?
I think so.
That would be amazing. Because that was not the fix I was thinking of before we spoke about it.
Maybe. Let me look at that unit test. Have we touched anything with user modal manager? We haven't touched anything here.
I need to double check, but I'm not aware of any. But so that was obviously a good fix we just did. Test is red though.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh, so user modal. Oh, we did change user modal manager over in there. On in modals, under modals, the
user model manager. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we've been introducing the event hub as well.
So wait, let's see what's going on here. Here we're looking for every button that needs to launch a modal. Oh my.
It's
Document.
kind of similar to what we've done in the other models, isn't it?
I'm a little scared about this component.
The manager?
I am scared about the manager. Managers scare me in general. Yeah.
Can relate.
So we get a selector.
Mm,
We're looking, what is the selector? Yeah, what value do we actually pass? Where does user model manager get used? I'm looking at that right now. Let's see here. Oh, the modal manager. Confirm delete button selector. Oh my gosh, is this? Oh snap. JS delete user modal. Okay, this is different than our confirm one.
do I
Yes.
get this right? This is only used for the delete user model?
Yes. I would suggest trying to not touch this as much as possible. There's definitely something we should end up eventually reusing confirm modal here or something, but this is unrelated to confirm modal, I think.
Yeah, the only thing I'm afraid is that because of the delete user model, we would have to touch this because this just works in another way than the actual reject things. So we can try this out.
It's definitely something we want to fix eventually. I just I want to keep. I think we'll be able to clean things up quicker if we can focus on just what the confirm modal touches. And then let's focus on that.
What I just thought of was to let's go back to where this was actually causing a problem, and that was in the admin users table.
Okay.
So those models have been broken, and these are now working fine, but with the delete things, see they are working differently. So I would say if we would now, given that we'd say, okay, let's not touch the delete models and the model manager and just check those out from master for now, I'd say we're probably going to break those, and that's what I kind of like to see. Or
let's try it out. Yeah, let's see what happens if we do check out, if we revert our changes here by checking out what's on master. Let's see.
Absolutely. Just checking what kind of changes would we want to revert, like delete user model that we want.
I think so. That makes sense.
Sweet. What's the direction of this?
You can do origin master then dash. I think it goes the other way. At least this is the way I know how to do it. Origin / master.
And then the file name,
hyphen
right?
hyphen. You do dash dash. I think you could do it like that. Oh wow, that's nice. I thought you had to do dashes or hyphens or something, but no, that works.
Sweet. Okay. So we got this file. And what else do we have? Delete user model event hub. Well, it's not necessary yet. It's not existing on master, so never mind. But the model manager for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Let's see what it does. Let's see if it breaks.
What? What?
It's not doing nothing anymore.
How is it not doing nothing? It's supposed to do stuff. That's weird.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing.
So let's what was causing that? And here's the big deal. Why I don't want to just, because if this was caused by our confirm modal stuff, then our confirm modal stuff could be breaking other things. Like, because I really expect confirm modal to be a no op.
Yep.
So are we not getting our click listener?
That's kind of the thing. How are we going to debug this?
Let's add a console log
in here.
Yeah, we could do that, and let's add one within the click listener too.
Oopsie.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, let's see. So this should be fired when we're clicking any of those delete actions in here. So there's definitely something going on. Okay, that's cool.
It did fire.
Yep. So both of those seem to be working.
But it's not showing the modal.
That's absolutely correct. So let's follow the trail. This we call this show button data set. And button data set. This does not look like a data set to me. I don't know about you, but
Yeah,
that's not a lot.
I would have to agree with you. Let us, if we see where that class is used, the delete user modal. Oh, because I don't think we fully reverted something. I think we got rid of a data set that I think we got rid of a data set that was actually being used.
Where would we find this?
Oh my gosh, is that in the shared action.view maybe?
Not quite sure what you're referring to.
If we go to the shared action.view.
Shared.
It is. Yes.
Shared delete action.
This is one that we want to.
Oh, now I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
one. That's one that we'd have to revert to. I mean, this should be all cleaned up to not be. I don't even know if we need to use Event Hub for this. That's something weird too, that we're even using Event Hub for this, because this should be the same view app, All right.
Okay, sweet. That's working out.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, if you delete your current, can you delete the user that's currently signed in? Probably not.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. I'm signed in as root currently. So that's why I could then delete this user as well. But yeah, otherwise that'd be proper suicide.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. So I'm expecting this to.
Yep. And that's
green now. And I do agree that eventually for this delete models, we should have refactored those to use the event hub as well. But that is probably, I feel like this MR is already big enough.
Yeah. And the event hub should only be used for cross view app communication. If this happens to all be on the same view app, I would suggest not using the event hub, and somehow we need to figure out.
Wait a second. If they're all on the same view application, they shouldn't use the event hub. I do agree, but they're currently using DOM elements to interact, which is not great as well.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We should fix this holistically. Like, we need to just do an actual click listener on the button. Like,
yeah. That easy, probably.
And I don't know exactly what's going on. And what it might be is because we saw this was titled something shared, like we may have abstracted something that really can't be abstracted. We may have abstracted something that isn't worth abstracting, and we need to just have it be, that might be
like a specific thing. Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully these feature specs are fixed now, because we fixed the bug with the icon clicking. I'm sorry.
So I was just about to say, so the air specs are most likely to be the thing with the click element, right? That is probably what has been going wrong here.
Yeah, the icon, we were clicking, happened to be clicking on the icon.
Yep.
That was so funny. Like it seemed to like fix itself.
Yeah, kind
And
of.
then that was really funny. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what these are failing for. And so it's good that they're passing, and we're showing that we are doing a no op, which is good. So
Awesome.
yeah, cool.
Sweet. So yeah, let's just wait. Well, let's see how long this test will run. But
so while that's
awesome.
While that's going back to the MR, so we should be pretty close to this MR being ready to go. If we go back to the MR though,
here we are.
the to do would be, if we go to the changes tab, we want, if we go to like the approve or the activate, one of the other actions that are, yeah. We want JS confirm modal button. We want to remove all references of that from, we want to remove all references of this from
just the class, right?
From all the view. Like eventually that should not be used in view.
Yeah, because this is basically just a leftover from the element query, DOM query solution, right?
Right. But now I'm actually a little concerned about something. If we have both, can we try doing a
well, so what is actually firing? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think in this case we might actually have a bug. Uh-oh. Chrome driver.
Yeah. I'm running into this every now and then. Let me just quickly try to fix it. There we are. Okay, that Chrome driver should be okay. Running the test one more time. Sweet. Going back to this, which model are we going to use here best?
Yeah, could we try run one of those buttons that has both the event hub?
Absolutely.
Let's block.
What about block? Would be okay, I suppose. Let me grab the path. Here we go. Sweet. So block is currently working. And what about
and see, block does not have the class. If we add that JS confirm class here, what will happen?
Just wondering why it doesn't have it. Did we already remove it?
I think this was the first one that we were working on, and so we I think when we did it, we may have removed it.
Gotcha. Okay, but it would go here, right?
Yeah, I think it may be button class. We can just copy it from one of the other files from the mrdiff. Yeah. So we can if we bring it back, I think we're gonna get hit twice. We might get that console error of modal attribute problems.
Or we're just gonna see two models.
Or we'll see two modals, which, yo dog, I heard you like modals. And yeah, we got the console error. And so the modal didn't show because we blew up, but that's not great either. So two things I think we should do. The one is, we can't do the event hub thing and have that class at the same time. And the long-term goal is don't reference that class anywhere in view. Just use the event hub. But the second thing is let's have our class-based approach. Let's add a little bit of defensiveness, I think, to our confirm modal thing. Can we add yeah. Can we go to confirm modal dot view?
Here we are.
I would like to add some defensiveness that we do a check that like modal attributes exists like on the data set. Like let's do just a truthy check that element data set has modal attributes or it has a path or method here. And if not, we can
Gotcha.
just do nothing.
Okay, where would that check go then?
I think on the on button press, and we could do it on open event as well.
On button press. Yep.
Yeah,
So that would be in here. Okay, what would we check for?
I think we would want to do element.dataset.modal attributes, or any one of those.
Yeah, I like the idea. So we're not failing too hard on this.
Yeah.
Just like that?
Is modal attributes like a required one? Do they have to have like, if we go down path, I'm pretty sure we use modal attributes every time we do this thing.
Well, I'd say if we don't have model attributes, there's no, what are we gonna open up a model for otherwise?
Right. Or path. Like, I mean, path, and that's my question is, should we do path? Because that's, let's go ahead and just do path maybe for right now. And I don't know what your preference are. I like actually doing this. Feel free to do whatever you prefer. I like to return early. So I would consider this like a guard clause. And so I would like to do like, if not path, return. And then we do the rest of the behavior below the if. This is 100% just a preference. And if you don't like it, then feel free to be like, hey, I don't like it.
No, actually do like it. So just like that, basically, isn't it? Yep.
And I think that's going to be a helpful level of defensiveness. So now this technically would fix all of those old references to the class, but let's still remove those references to the class, because I think we can almost create an epic or a big issue out of this and promote it with the hackathon or other community contributors to
kind of refactor all of our models that are still using the DOM elements solution. Gotcha.
Yeah, anything that's referencing JS confirm modal button within a view component is an issue, and we want to use the event hub instead.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually well put. So let's get rid of those. What did I just touch? Reject. Unban still has one.
I like how confirming we are, because it's like, are you sure you want to ban this person? Are you sure you want to unban them?
We absolutely are. Yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah. In the meantime, actually, my DR specs failed, but I just saw it on the side of the eye, but could be due to my setup. Not 100% sure yet. Unblock. Okay. What does unlock do? Interesting.
That's dangerously close to unblock.
I know. Sweet. Unlock. That should be about it, shouldn't it?
Yep. Cool.
Listen. Did we touch ban? Let's double check. I think we did. Nope. Okay, awesome. Is that it?
Did we
Well,
do is approve and act?
Doesn't look like, honestly. Nope, we didn't. Okay.
Approve has, what does approve have on top of it? If you go back to the approve one, I see we doing, we don't need computed attributes, do we?
I was just about to say this. Like this is double trouble, right? Let's just see, but it's, if I'm not completely mistaken, then this just should work.
Right.
But will we be able to reproduce an approve model in here?
If we can find an R spec for it or a QA, if it has I think it does have a QA selector, then we know that yes, it does. We'll just run QA.
There we go. Okay, cool. What was the other thing we've been looking into? Approve and activate. So no more computer properties. That was what we just forgotten about. Sweet.
Woohoo.
All of those. Awesome.
Cool.
So that is fantastic.
This seems like it failed to boot. So
let me just.
Yeah, we can try it again. Do you use Spring, man?
Well, not actively. So I did a GDK update today. So things might be a little other than they currently are. But what do you use Spring for?
So whenever you want to run Ruby files, whether you're doing RSpec or whatever, instead of doing bin RSpec path to file, you could do bundle exec Spring.
Okay.
Then RSpec and path to file, and Spring starts up this this server. I guess it wants you to update. You got to do like brew upgrade. Well, I think that's why it's failing here. Yeah. So what you do is bundle exec Spring. Yep. And then RSpec. There's no options or anything. You just run RSpec like that. Yep. And then path to file. But not the view file probably.
Oh yeah, probably not the view file. That doesn't make sense.
But it uses the Spring loading server, which basically optimizes how it reads and caches the Ruby files, and just makes running tests a lot faster.
Wow.
You see it especially with unit tests. The feature specs can still be slow because it requires the the whole thing.
Okay, that's great to hear, because I could definitely speed up the aspects. They're running forever on this machine. Whoa, testing environment in 8 seconds. That's usually like a 60.
Yeah. I suggest using Spring, man. It makes a big difference. Yeah, so even just here, just even to getting the failure was a lot faster. But we need to do, absolutely. I think you got to do the brew upgrade Chrome driver thing.
Do I now have a typo in my dependency? And I'm installing some malware.
Yep.
No.
Now brew,
okay,
I don't.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I guess after running that, you can see if the R specs pass or fail, and hopefully they'll pass.
Yeah, if not, we're gonna see it on the pipeline. But I'm kind of this is in a good state now. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm glad we minimized.
Revisited.
scope, and I think it should be good to go. Ping me on it if you can ping me for like the initial review. We'll pass it to another maintainer or something if you want to do that.
Awesome. Yeah, if that's okay. Absolutely.
Go ahead and do that. Let's also. Oh wow, wait, is that all? Usually, it's a lot noisier when it's trying to upgrade stuff. Did it just update Homebrew? Do we actually do like brew update Chrome driver?
Could be the case actually. Brew. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
You,
what?
you started running
really-
RSpec. That's what's gonna crash your computer.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't actually upgrade Chrome driver. I guess upgrade may not be it. You might be able to do brew -- help and to see what the up. It is upgrade. What?
Yeah, upgrade sounds pretty familiar.
Oh, you might need to do updates and then upgrade though, because it may not. Yeah, you might need to do brew updates and then upgrade because it may not actually know. And I don't think
versions.
I don't think you need the formula. You just do brew update and then do brew upgrade.
I don't think it is. Just going after this message.
I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm saying if you do brew update, that might be like doing a git fetch where it's going to know, oh, there's a latest version of Chrome driver I have to use. You don't think that's the case though?
No. Like by going after this message, like brew update Chrome driver error, this command updates brew itself and does not take any formula names. So brew update will just update to a new brew version, which is not quite what we're looking for here.
Okay, and you're and that makes and that makes sense. Wasn't sure if brew update, if we did need to upgrade brew, so it would know about a later formula. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark.
What could possibly go wrong? Let's see.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow we gotta update Chrome driver. I've gotta hop off. Have fun updating Chrome driver. Sorry about
I
that.
will. Absolutely. No worries. That was great fun. Thanks so much. And I will assign it to review. Let's see how it goes.
Awesome. Sounds good. I'll catch you later, Yannick.
Sweet. Have a good one. Bye.